got us sort of thinking about where we would want to see games at very specific venues, a la Field of Dreams game. And I picked the Knicks and the Nets at Rucker Park.
Oh,
how dope would that be?
That would be.
Right?
All the legends have played there,
yes.
like Kobe, Dr. J.
Yeah, in Harlem. I think that would be amazing. Get on it, NBA. What about you?
Let's go to the other coast. Let's do Lakers-Clippers on the beach in Venice Beach.
Ooh, Venice
Take,
Beach.
White Men Can't Jump and make it a real game.
I like it.
Real life Sidney Dean and Billy Ho out there.
Oh, yeah?
But for an NBA game.
Have Woody Harrelson come out? Wesley?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever
I'm
you
into
need.
it. I like it.
And even Marcus Johnson. So we can
The Bucks signed an old vet, and then they want a ring. The Lakers are hoping for the exact same thing. Maybe that's why they picked up Carmelo Anthony, right? LeBron, Carmelo, finally NBA teammates. They'll be the first pair of teammates to enter the season in the top 10 of the NBA's all-time scoring list since Wilt Chamberlain and Jerry West in 1972 and 73. They were first and fourth, respectively, wound up reaching the finals during Wilt's final NBA season. So many storylines with Melo and LeBron, right? Both were taken in the 03 NBA draft, first and third, respectively. Of course, LeBron came out of high school. Melo was a revelation at Syracuse after winning a title his freshman year. Since their pro debuts, they faced off against each other 46 times, including playoffs, and LeBron holds the lead with 30 wins, but both have performed pretty well. They average over 20 points per game against each other. And while this is the first time they will be NBA teammates, of course, they've played with each other before. They were teammates in the Olympics in 2008 and 2012 when they took home gold for Team USA each time. But not Banana Boat Brothers. Here's Melo.
No.
New on SportsCenter, him speaking about the relationship.
Timing is everything. I mean, for years we've always laughed about it and spoke about it, what it would be like. We had a little bit of, experience with the USA basketball and playing together, but that's totally different than in a situation like this. But we've always talked about it, laughed and joked about it. But I thought and he thought at this moment now, everything comes back full circle for us, and I think the time is now for us to be on the same team. It couldn't have came at a better time.
You're 37. LeBron's going to turn 37 in December.
We don't care.
Dwight's up there. Trevor's up there. Mark Gasol's up there.
Don't care. We make our own narrative. Different time, different game, different style of game. More resources than guys had years ago when we first came into the game. I think just the concept and the seriousness behind taking care of yourself, like we really understand what that means from a holistic standpoint. The mind, body, and soul. Like we are there at that point of our career where, we understand the importance of what it means.
7 a game there, but the Rockets were eliminated by the Lakers in the second round of the playoffs. So what happens? Well, Westbrook on the move again. Traded to Washington prior to last season, the 9-time All-NBA selection, averaged a triple-double, helped the Wiz to their first playoff berth in 3 seasons, and now, look where he is. Westbrook may have his best shot yet at taking a title as he joins LeBron, AD, Carmelo, and the Lakers. You're talking about name recognition. Wow. Put him on the marquee. He becomes the third former MVP to start 4 straight seasons with a different team, the first to be traded in 3 straight seasons. Here's what he had to say today.
First, man, it's surreal. I think it still hasn't kind of hit me yet that being from LA, growing up not too far from here, being able to watch the parades, try to go to them, miss school to try to go to them, being a Laker fan and being from LA, but now everything coming full circle for me is it's a blessing. It's a lot of things I can't put into actual words just because, some of these dreams don't come true for people like myself. And I'm truly blessed and thankful for this opportunity, and I can't wait to get started. I've been blessed to be able to go into my 14th season, and each year I try to find ways, like Rob mentioned, to be able to uplift and make my teammates better around me. And AD and Bron are friends of mine first, and me being their teammate, my job is to come in and uplift them, and they do the same with me, vice versa. And as the season prolongs, we will figure it out. There will be ups, there will be downs, and that's normal. That's okay. But we will figure out how to play the best way that we want to play to be able to win a championship.
The Lakers have been in full retool mode in pursuit of said championship. They, of course, were bounced in the first round of the playoffs. They now have 5 players that have 8 or more All-Star selections. According to Elias, no team in NBA history has had 5 8-time All-Stars appear for them in a single season. The only person busier maybe than Rob Pelinka in the Lakers front office is Dave McMenamin, because he went straight from the playoffs and now he's covering Summer League for us as well and covering the Lakers as always. You were there, or you listened, Dave. What stood out to you from Westbrook's first public comments officially as a Laker?
Well, when we're talking about name recognition type of people, Al Duncan, I'm glad to be talking to you, but the name of the day in LA was Russell Westbrook, and certainly he grew up just 15 miles south of downtown. He said he would skip school sometimes, go to Laker championship parades, and you can talk about the on-court stuff. That's dynamic. That's going to be interesting to see how him, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis share the ball, but it's all the off-court stuff that stood out to me. The fact that he had such a deep tie to Kobe Bryant, and Kobe Bryant felt like he was one of the few guys in the league that shared the same type of competitive spirit that he did. The fact that the first time he ever played in the postseason was against the Lakers. The fact that when he had that 20-20-20 game in honor of Nipsey Hussle, that was against the Lakers. And he told me 3 or 4 years ago it would have been a pipe dream to consider slipping on the purple and gold. Now it's a reality. He had his dad, a big-time Lakers fan, at Staples Center today for the introductory press conference, and it's a big moment for him because he's coming home.
And he's going to recognize that first home game when he gets called 100 times for tickets. Like, you got us? We good? So you talked about the on-court stuff. That's really up to Frank Vogel, right? Like Lakers head coach. I know he was also part of that press conference. How's he going to integrate Westbrook into this roster?
Frank says there's going to be a change in style next season. He wants to be a fast-breaking basketball team. He said the good thing is that Russ, LeBron, AD are all make the right type of players, and certainly that means they're not just going to be about their numbers on the scoring end of the basketball court. It's going to be finding the open man. He says all 3 of those guys can play off the ball. Now, Russell Westbrook's three-point percentage could suggest that he'll need some work in playing off the ball, especially with the looks that LeBron James can create for his teammates. But Rob Pelinka said a top priority this offseason was to add a playmaker. And Russell Westbrook said it is his responsibility to take some of the load off of LeBron James next season, because as much as we want to talk about this collection of talent, we can't forget year 19 for LeBron James next year. He turns 37 years old in December. It's going to be nice to have a 32-year-old running mate in Russell Westbrook to do some of that work out there over the 82-game season.
I love that. It's like, you're 36, at least you've got a young...
Starting to feel like a Laker?
I am a Laker. I'm definitely a Laker. I feel it, and I'm happy as hell to be one.
I just have one ground rule for the interview. There'll be no cursing or swearing. Please watch your mouth.
No, the lady set me straight.
Okay.
The lady set me straight last night.
You already knew the rules. As a finely tuned athlete for years, you've worked on your body. But were there any times in your life or in your career where you started to put more emphasis on the mental fitness side of things?
Yeah, I would say probably the last 8 years. And the one instance that I could think about right off top was after the loss to Dallas in the 2011 finals. I knew that the physical side wasn't going to just be enough, and also the level of scrutiny that I was dealing with and how I got out of my comfort zone. I lost the love of fun for the game, and I knew that was the mental side. And once I started to not only build the physical side, which I pretty much knew how to do, but also elevate the mental side of it, not only just I don't want to say the mental side of the game, but the mental side of the approach, the physical fitness of the mind, and how to have the mind as strong no matter what's going on, no matter the circumstances, no matter the scrutiny, no matter the adversity, to always kind of be even keeled. I think that's when it kind of changed for me.
We've seen you in heated playoff series be sitting on the bench, completely still, completely calm, eyes closed, collecting yourself. How have mental exercises like that helped you succeed in your career?
I think it's helped tremendously, Dave. I mean, to be able to be in a packed arena on the road with 20,000, 22,000 people, screaming fans, going crazy, the level of the pressure of the game, to be able to find a moment, 2 minutes or 1 minute or whatever, 30 seconds, to be able to just to close my eyes and and just kind of relax myself and calm myself, take deep breaths, give myself an opportunity just to have an inner personal self. It's meditation, basically. Has worked, tremendously for me in my career.
When we talk about the playoffs, I think back to the last time you made it, 2018. Played 82 games in the regular season, first time in your career. Got to the finals for the 8th time straight in your career. And it seemed like the special sauce in between games was sleep for you. And I know that the Calm app can aid you in your sleep. How do you use it to monitor your sleep or track your sleep now?
Well, I would be wrong if I didn't go without mentioning my wife. She introduced me to the app over a year ago. And ever since over a year ago, I have not, and this is a complete true story, I have not either went to sleep at night or taken my daily naps without turning on the app. It's something that calms my mind. It's something that puts me in a very calm state of mind to be able to get as much sleep and deep sleep, REM sleep, as possible. And one thing that I learned early on in my professional career is that the best recovery, as much ice, as much cold tanks, as much massaging, as much whatever you can do can never ever substitute for sleep. That is the greatest recovery for an athlete like myself, for athletes all over the world, for people all over the world. The greatest recovery is actual sleep. That's when the mind and the body is at ease. That's when the body is recovering. And for me, I take sleeping very seriously.
Speaking of sleep, I want to talk about the Lakers, a team that was slept on, I think, by some people.
We still sleep. We still sleep. Let's keep it down, Dave. Keep it down. We still sleep.
Well, I mean, listen, you guys are taking team photos on the plane, ugly sweater party, a lot of team camaraderie off the court. On the court, you and Anthony Davis became the first pair of Laker teammates since Shaquille O'Neal and Kobe Bryant to go 70-plus points in back-to-back games. You know the history of the game. You know the history of that franchise. What does that mean to you?
I mean, for me, Dave, I think you've had conversations with me. Anytime I'm able to be linked with the greats, myself and AD, to be linked with Kobe and Shaq, I think along that process, along that journey, you sit back and you're like, wow. Because when we're in it, we have no idea. We had no idea what we were doing. We're just trying to win ball games, put ourselves in a position where our teammates feed off of us. But when you have moments like that throughout a season or throughout your career, sometimes you're able to sit back and appreciate it. Sometimes you're not. But to hear it from you and to see it is pretty cool. And I mean, we love our team. It starts with me and AD both on and off the floor, how our approach is both on and off the floor, and it trickles down to everybody else. But everyone is an MVP. Everyone has a role on our team, and everyone's accepting their role and being an MVP in their role, and you can't ask for more than that.
And you've accepted a new role. Year 17, playing point guard for the first time in your career, leading the league in assists. I want to know, is there like some sort of washed king list that you keep at home in the summertime, all the people that were casting aspersions? What's fueling this run for you?
I think myself. I mean, I'm fueling myself. My teammates is fueling me. My kids is fueling me. And the list is fueling me as well. But, for me, to be able to be in a position where my teammates trust me to handle the ball and be the point guard, I have not done it since probably like 2 weeks into my rookie year. I did it for a little bit, and Paul Silas knew that I needed to be on the wing. But for me to do it in my 17th year with the amount of minutes that I've played, with the amount of games that I've played, and my teammates to trust me, it means a lot.
LeBron, you mentioned your family fueling you. Of course, you're a family man, raising 3 beautiful children. Yeah. Your wife, Savannah, your oldest, Bronny, is going to be traveling halfway across the country with Sierra Canyon High School to play against your alma mater, St. Vincent, same area. I know you hope to get there, weather permitting.
Yeah.
But what emotions is this event, this game, stirring up?
A lot. Because obviously everybody know that St. Vincent St. Mary is when I became, or people started to recognize me from a national standpoint. And for it to be, 15 years later, and my son is about to play a high school game versus my alma mater in our home state, The only thing that would have been more emotional is that if my son was playing in the same area at the LeBron James Arena in Akron. That would have been like, I think it would have been too much. But it's just a pretty cool thing, man. You don't know how things will line up in life, and it almost seemed like it's just all coming back full circle. Seeing my oldest son doing the things that he's doing, I'm proud of him and his basketball club. They got a great team, but more importantly, they're just great kids.
You once said that you really enjoyed playing at Staples Center on Christmas Day, but it's always been as an opponent.
Yeah.
This will be the first time you get to do it as a Laker.
Right.
What's that moment going to be like for you?
Christmas is definitely one of the greatest gifts that we have. One of the best dates that we have. And for me to be a Los Angeles Laker and play inside Staples Center, to see all that purple and gold, to have all our families there, for us to be able to, to play the game that we love. It's a beautiful thing. It's not much more that you can ask for. For me, personally, being a basketball player, being a Laker, and hosting a home game inside of Staples is going to be one heck of a day.
Of course, you guys are playing the team that you played on opening night.
Yeah.
One of the few teams to get your number this year. But they're going to be fully healthy this time around, with Paul George now playing. Can you just break down that matchup? What are we going to expect to see on the court?
I don't know. It's two fierce teams for sure. It's two competitive teams, two competitive coaching staffs, and so you can expect a lot of competition. And the best team that night wins. You don't know how the ball is going to go in. You don't know what's going to happen